Good morning, pensioner prepper here. It's very cold outside, nothing I can do. The snow's melting, it's slushy, and yeah, I feed the chickens and the ducks and the dog and the cats, and I do the best I can, but it's not really working without them. So, excuse me. I just had a toasted bacon sandwich. I know I shouldn't, but there it is. Well, not COVID, it's a smoke. Anyway, there's all wood fires around here. So, I am here. I've got plenty to do in the house, but I have been harvesting the walnuts that's fallen on the ground, and you know, I've got three walnut trees in here. One's a young one, two are more mature, so I'll get plenty of walnuts. Now, I'd suggest if you're going to be doing some prepping, if you've got some a piece of ground that has in need of a tree in that, get your walnut. You can buy them from the shops; they're bloody expensive, but get your walnut. Just put a dip in the ground where you're going to plant it, and put a load of wet leaves on the top, and bury it in the ground. In time, it will sprout, and within a few years, you've got a viable walnut tree to harvest. Now, walnuts are very nutritious, full of protein. Here in Bulgaria, they were a staple diet in the Soviet times and things like that. People were poor, so walnut trees were part of their diet. You're not allowed to cut a walnut tree down without very strict permission, because of the restrictions on it. Anyway, so what do? I've got boxes of walnuts. Now, I'm not going to throw them away. So I find the easiest way to get a pair of mole grips, not so strong in my hands these days, and just, that's already cracking. It might not be very good. It's already got cracking, so it might not be that good. So the walnuts that are not good, if they've got dark skin on the flesh, they tend to be very bitter. Well, I separate them, give them to the chickens. Great food for the chickens. So, mole grips, very good for me. Well, anyway, it's a bit dark, but it'll go in the food stock. As I was saying, I am prepping, so I've got my walnuts, and I'm going to spend the day or parts of the day as I mean, to be honest, it's a boring thing to sit here all the time. I've got the TV on with I'm watching an excellent YouTube series called Soviet Storm. I thoroughly recommend it to you because if you're into that sort of history and things like that, it's made by the Russians, but it's in English. It's a fantastic series, 12 parts, and so I have it on. Doing walnuts, things like that. Now, before, more than once, now I do buy canned food and that, but where I can, I buy jarred food, clean them up. Never ever throw these away. If you're serious about prepping, these are like gold. Do not throw them away, because, okay, you might have bought some fruit in it for £1, 1.50, but you got this already. You don't need to go out and buy them at 50 pence or £1 a piece. You've got them. You can always buy fresh lives for them, but I find mainly you can use them once or twice afterwards and do that. Another thing is you get a funnel like this with a wide brim. You can pour fruit and things like that in it. But get the walnuts, beans, peas, anything, even stews. I put through these and save stew, because I can make a big pan of stew, and and I can't eat it on my own. But if I can it up, hey, I mean, I'm not going to say keep it for 6 months or more, but over a week or two, you got to, especially winter, you got a nice hot meal ready made. No, put a bit too much in that. So a nice jar, and that'll keep. I'm thinking I might just put it in a pan of, boil a pan of hot water and prepare it like I would do fruit or vegetables for preservation, just to see if it'll drive the air out and seal it with the vacuum sealer. They do make vacuum sealers that'll seal jars, but I've not been able to get hold of one. So that's all you do with that. Excuse me. Not COVID. I've cleaned the fire out. There's a little bit of ash floating about because you turn it out and it takes hours for the wood ash to settle. Now, another thing I would suggest you do, I've got one over there, I'm not going to show it today, is get a big pressure cooker. Big one. Heavy lid, the bigger the better. I can't get hold of a pressure canner. I won't say I'd sell my soul for one, but I very nearly would, because if I could get a pressure canner, ooh, that makes life so much easier. You in the UK can get them. Amazon will deliver to you, I think, or whatever. But the tax on in Europe to get from America to here is making these pressure canners £200 or £300. It's not viable for me to buy one. I mean, you have to do all the import regulations, all the licenses and things like that. It's ridiculous, the bureaucracy involved. You're going to see a difference when you do exit Europe, because Britain makes its own arrangements then. You'll probably get far cheaper in the UK. So I'd recommend you get a pressure canner. You can use it as a pressure cooker as well, but pressure canner makes life simpler. You can up meat safely because it goes for higher temperature, and you've got the temperature gauge so you can regulate it better. It's just about it for today, but don't forget, where you can, even if you can buy it for preservation, get them in jars, because one of the advantages of a jar is you can see if it's bad. You can also see mice and rats can't get at it. Dink, dink. And mice and rats absolutely love walnuts. It attracts them like flies to a piece of dung. And they'll chew through these, and they've got meals, and they'll go through these like nobody's. It will attract rats. So get them out, jar them up, and it keeps them off. And once again, where you can, buy in jars. Even jars of coffee will last a long time, a lot longer than what you think. But the jars are worth their weight in gold. Don't forget that. Right, I'm going to get on with my walnut cracking. Nice pair of mold grips. I've got these, but they're pretty flimsy. Nice pair of walnut, mold grips. Ideal. Okay, so Pensioner Prepper, wishing you a very good day. And I know it's pointless me saying have a Merry Christmas, because what's happening is absolutely ridiculous. I have no wise words for that. And neither does the government. Anyway, take care for now. Best wishes.